called Tropez. Yeah, let's take a listen.
As I reach for a peach, slide a ride down behind.
Okay.
A sofa in Tropez.
Whoa.
Breaking a stick with a brick on the sand. Riding a wave in the wake of an old sedan. Sleeping alone in the drone of the darkness.
Okay.
Scratched by the sand that fell from our love. Deep in my dreams and I still hear her calling. If you're alone, I'll come home. Backward and homebound, the pigeon, the dove.
Yeah.
Gone with the wind and the rain on the airplane. Born in a home with no silver spoon. I'm drinking champagne like a good tycoon.
Whoa.
Sooner than wait for a break in the weather, I'll gather my far-flung thoughts together.
Okay.
Speeding away on a whim to a new day. If you're alone, I'll come home.
Okay. Sounds different.
And I pause for a while by a country style and listen to the things they say. Digging for gold in the hole in my hand. Open the book,
nice.
take a
Okay.
look at the way things stand. And you're leading me down to the place by the sea.
Yeah.
I hear your soft voice calling to me, making a date for later by phone. And if you're alone, I'll come home.
Okay. Wow. Whoa. Yeah. Wow. Okay, guys, so that was the first song titled Tropez. And just like any other, Pink Floyd song, Tropez to me, is one of those, Pink Floyd tracks, that as always, quietly sneaks up on you. I mean, it doesn't demand attention, the way, they are most, iconic, expansive songs do. Instead, I love the fact that, it invites you in, with warmth, charm, and almost disarming sort of simplicity. Musically, this song, leans heavily into, a jazzy, lounge style, sort of groove, which is definitely a refreshing shift, from the more, atmospheric and experimental moments, found, elsewhere, on this album, Metal. The rhythm definitely feels relaxed and conversational with light swing that I feel like gives the track an effortless sunny sort of feel. Richard Wright's piano work definitely adds a smooth elegance, whilst David Gilmour's subtle slide guitar lines stay tasteful and restrained, never stealing focus. Roger Waters, this man's performance is instantly casual, almost conversational. And I feel like that's a big part of the songs and charm. I mean, I love the fact that he's not trying to overpower the listener or make a dramatic statement here. Instead, he sounds reflective and slightly detached. As if he's narrating a moment rather than performing for an audience. That understated delivery definitely fits the song perfectly, and I feel like it reinforces its laid back observational tone. Lyrically, Saint-Tropez paints small, vivid snapshots, and rather than telling a deep or abstract story. It feels personal and grounded, like a memory frozen in time. Some listeners may find it lightweight compared to Pink Floyd, to more philosophical material. And I feel like that's fair. That's definitely a fair criticism. But it's also exactly why the song works, in my opinion. I mean, it definitely provides contrast on an album that includes massive immersive pieces. I feel like this track acts as a breather. I don't know if that makes sense. Yes. But I mean, from a performance standpoint, everything here is about control. It's about restraint. No one is overplaying. No one is trying to impress. The band definitely sounds comfortable. They sound confident and content to let the groove do the work. And I feel like that confidence is what makes the track age so well. So yeah, overall, Saint-Tropez may not be a headline Pink Floyd song, but I mean, it's a quiet standout for listeners who appreciate mood, who appreciate texture, and subtle musicianship. Definitely shows another side of the band, one that's relaxed, playful, and human, and that alone makes it a valuable part of their catalog, and for that matter, this album. I loved it. Let me know what you think about this one down in the comment section, guys. We are